It seems ever since Tiana's Bayou Adventure has been open for cast member and AP previews and recently just opened in the Magic Kingdom, it's been a bit of a saga as to if this ride is going to actually run or if people are going to have to be evacuated off of it. Now, there were a lot of people that were holding out hope that even though there were a lot of issues going on during the AP and cast member previews, that maintenance and Imagineering perhaps would get the issue fixed before the ride officially opened on June 28th. And it seems on its third day of operation for the second day in a row, the ride has had to be evacuated and shut down for a period of time. So we're going to talk about that real quick here. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic, and we're going to get right into a story here from Blog Mickey. Like we said, on the opening day, the 28th, it actually ran well. There was, I believe, a brief shutdown for a period of time for weather. But then the second day, it had some issues. It didn't open on time. And today, on the third day of operation, guests have been evacuated. It says here from Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Just going to go through the article here real quick. After a really rough operating day yesterday, struggles continue for Walt Disney World's newest ride at Magic Kingdom, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. The ride officially opened to the public on June 28th and had a wonderful opening day of operations. But yesterday, the ride faced hours of downtime after failing to open with the rest of Magic Kingdom in the morning. Today, the ride was operational for about 60 minutes before experiencing downtime requiring a full evacuation of guests on the ride. Unfortunately, it looks like the ride is continuing to experience reliability issues. And this was talked about. They talked about in other articles, and on this channel, we've talked about how it averaged more than 4 hours of downtime per day during the EP previews. And they said, to be clear, the ride shouldn't be breaking down as much as it is, and we wish that Walt Disney World and Imagineers would have addressed reliability issues before opening the ride to the public. I think that's the main thing that's my main thought, and I'll elaborate in a second. There's some pictures here. They actually had to bring in firefighters for parts of it where I guess it was. They said it was while most of the evacuation process was standard, firefighters were called to the scene for the manual manipulation of boats that were not within the normal evacuation envelope. And you can see here that they were brought in to get them off. So I can tell you, I was evacuated off of this ride. So they have to use, you can see right in this picture here, they're holding that yellow handle. They use that on the back to let up the lap bars to then get you off of the ride. So, and you can see here they're being evacuated off in that area. And something they don't mention in this article, but Blog Mickey did put on Twitter, was that following the evacuation, that Tiana's Bayou Adventure was drained. Now, they've done this a couple of times during AP previews as well. So not every single time it gets evacuated is it drained. And again, we aren't sure as to the reason as to why. This does lend to the fact of maybe it's a sensor. Maybe they have to drain it to reset a sensor, perhaps, because they do have sensors now that are trying to sense when these logs are coming through. But either way, it was drained. Now, as far as my understanding is, I don't think the entire ride is drained. I think sections of it are drained, perhaps, but I'm not sure on that. But it was drained. And something that I just wanted to point out as well is there's an article here based about the same thing on Pirates and Princesses, but they do go on to mention, and I think this is important to note, is that before retheming the ride system had clear issues back when it was Splash Mountain. So he said one would assume those would have been addressed before anything else. When those issues persisted after previews, Disney should have delayed the opening until the issues were completely fixed. And the way I would wrap that up as well is there was someone over here on X or Twitter or whatever you call it, Lauriana Creole. She says, prayers up for all of Tiana's Bayou Adventure and guest relations cast members. Y'all are about to get hit with all the guest frustration that Disney Imagineering and the C-suite caused to meet a date rather than true operational readiness. And I think that's the thing about this is it, clearly this ride had issues during the AP previews or the cast member previews. And obviously in the other article, Splash Mountain had its issues before they even redid this. So you would hope that they would have fixed these issues. And they clearly had to have known about these issues during testing even before it got to the cast member and AP preview. So I really hope they get these issues fixed. Like I put a link into it, but there's another video where there was an ex-Imagineer that talks about his theory as to what the issues with this ride may be. I don't know if they're able to fix it. I don't know what it is, but I do hope it gets fixed because, again, the last thing you want is to be evacuated off of a ride, especially a ride that, it's been open for 3 days and 2 out of the 3 days it's had to been evacuated. So it's not a great look, not a great guest experience. And again, it puts the cast members that have to deal with these things in a bad situation. And honestly, it seems that this ride just should not have opened when it opened. It seemed like they should have delayed the opening of it till they got this fixed and then be able to have a ride that, can be at least reliable in the sense of not be, worrying in the back of your mind, am I going to be able to ride this? Is it a lotto to see if I'm even going to be evacuated off of it. So that is the status of Tiana's as of today. So that's going to do it for this video. But if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of Epic Universe, Universal Studios, Disney World, and pop culture news over here. And let us know in the comments what you think about this. And do you think Disney will ever get this ride fixed? Or in the near future, will Disney get this ride fixed? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.